Hello, folks. Welcome to Holding On with Holder, where I talk to interesting people about interesting topics. My name is Steve Holder, and I am your host. My guest this evening is Keslie Mack, author, Reiki Master, and Karmic Soul Healer, and a few other things. Good to have you back, Keslie. Welcome.
Thank you. Good to be back.
I believe it's been, almost 2 months since you were with me last time?
About that, yeah.
Okay. Well, tell us a little bit about you. Who are you? How would you describe yourself?
Well, it's funny. Recently, I've been joking that I should be called the spiritual hammer or the intuitive hammer because people keep telling me you hit the nail right on the head. But really, I am a whole bunch of stuff. I am a mom and wife, and I am a healer. So I do hypnotherapy and Reiki. And recently, as we may have mentioned in the last time we talked, started to channel karmic soul Reiki. So I started to connect with Mikao Usui, who is the father of Reiki. And I have been channeling a whole new system of Reiki, which is traditionally a hands-on modality. And this is a mind-to-mind modality. So that's been really exciting. And in addition to that, I am in the process of writing a book,
Okay,
co-authoring.
good deal.
Yeah, and the book is called 8 Holistic Ways to Instantly Reduce Anxiety.
8. Very good.
Yeah,
Now,
there's actually, oh, sorry, go ahead.
do you need to do all 8 of them or just one?
No, so the idea is, and there's actually 13 in there, but a couple of them are variations. The idea is that you have a lot of options to really pick what types of processes work for you and in which situations. So,
Okay.
as anyone who suffers from anxiety knows, it's not always the same. So, what happens in the grocery store or in a group of people might be very different than what's keeping you up at night, or what's making you shaky, or what's making you feel crazy. So it's an opportunity for people to start to see what kinds of techniques are available to them so that they can start to pick and choose. Ooh, that one I like, that one I don't like. So get rid of that, but keep the ones that they like. And then they can start to practice using them in different scenarios so that they start to get a handle on that anxiety so that they're the ones in control and not the anxiety itself.
Good deal. So are you the only one that does this kind of Reiki?
So for the Reiki, yes, I am the only one. I am bringing it to the world. So I have some students who will be soon bringing it to the world, but for now they are just training. So it starts out, and I love this because Reiki is traditionally, works for you and for others. And
Yeah.
it's usually part of the process that we get into it for ourselves and then end up wanting to help others. Same thing with Karmic Soul Reiki. With Karmic Soul Reiki, the first level is an 8-week self-healing class. So it really gives you all of these tools and techniques to start to heal yourself, and not only from this life stuff, but it starts to heal stuff from past lives. And that's where we get that word karmic soul, is it's really about bringing reconciliation to our lives, not just in this lifetime, but respecting the fact that all of our past lifetimes are like part of our experience. They're part of our experience in this life. And so it's finding the connections between uncomfortable experiences in this life that we may be having because we didn't fully learn the lesson in a past life. And so we get to see how we come into each life experience to learn something. And sometimes we learn the lesson and sometimes we don't. And sometimes we come in with 2 or 3 lessons and sometimes we come in with 5, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes we have 1. And so the Karmic Soul Reiki is a way to start to take all of that healing into your own hands and be able to heal yourself from the ground up, and to be able to move into the future having all of the tools that you need to keep going.
Yeah. So do I have to suffer for all the things my ancestors did wrong?
Not at all. It is definitely not about suffering.
Good.
It's more of it's not like a punishment. So that's karma often is thought of as like you've done something and now you're going to pay for it.
Yeah.
It doesn't really work that way. Is usually what it is it's we come in and we say, I want to learn this. And the best way to learn something is to understand both sides of it.
Yeah.
So if I, as a soul, want to learn forgiveness and learn to appreciate forgiveness, I'm going to need to not only have the experience of being forgiven, but I'm going to also need to forgive.
Yeah.
So in order to have both of those experiences, I have to be on both sides of the coin. So I have to have the experience of having somebody hurt me and do something for me to forgive. But I also need to have the experience of being the person doing the hurting to experience the forgiveness. And so,
Tell us more about that. You had to go through a lot of healing to get to where you are, right?
oh yeah. Oh
So
yeah.
tell us about that.
Yeah. So fear has been a big one for me. I have been in large part on this planet in this body to understand and get to the other side of things that seem fearful. So for me, I was raised in an environment where my parents grew and sold marijuana as I was a child. We lived in the California, very famous area where there's a lot of marijuana being grown. And it was a very scary environment. It was scary because the police could always come and take your parents and take everything. The guy next door could decide to steal from you. You know, you never knew, there was not much safety. So there was always this looking over your shoulder aspect to my life. Well,
Yeah.
I've found out now that I brought that with me in from past lifetimes. So there's always an experience that you're having in this lifetime is always part of your soul experience. So we come in to have these experiences. So for me, it was to have these fearful experiences and learn to get to the other side of fear. So I don't have to live ingrained in fear. I don't have to be, you know, live in anxiety, which is where the book comes in. Is I
Yeah.
spent a lot of the first part of my life scared. And then as an adult, trying to manage all of the fear that I had been raised to have in me. In addition to the environment that I was raised in, my mom is just a fear-based human. So everything was about fear, right? I would drive, I would come and visit. So we lived in Oregon at the time. My brother lived in California, and I would drive to visit him, and it was an 8-hour drive. And my mom would have me call before cell phones. She would have me call every 2 hours from a payphone, collect with my name and then the city. And in theory, it sounds like not a bad idea. I was a young girl, you know, traveling by myself. It makes sense to make sure there are some checkpoints, but it wasn't like, hey, I want to keep you safe, so call. Here's what my mom said to me: so that when you die, I can narrow down where your body is located into a 2-hour window. Thanks, mom. Didn't feel real safe to drive. You know, another time I was walking and my daughter had just gotten my youngest kid into preschool. I finally had a couple hours for myself. I was going to this beautiful area. I was walking by myself in the woods on a road. And my mom said, well, you're not telling anybody that you're going? And I said, well, I've told you every Tuesday and Thursday, I'm going to go and walk from 10 to 11. You're doing it the same day every week? What if somebody knows your cycle? They could come and kill you. Come on, mom. Like, so having somebody who is always focused on fear, I lived in anxiety. My whole existence was trying to stay safe. I'm on the other side of that now. A
Now,
large,
didn't you also have scoliosis or something
I
along the line?
do. Yep. I have double scoliosis.
So that's still something that you have to deal with?
Well, so it's in my experience, but it is not always something that I experience pain around.
Yeah.
And that's the beautiful thing. And that kind of the body is always in conjunction with the emotional experience as well. And having a straight spine, if you think of being an upright citizen, standing up and being, I didn't have that. I had a very illegal, very scary, very look over your shoulder, watch what's happening, not real proud upbringing. And it shows. The other thing with my scoliosis is I often doubt my own ability to be strong enough. So I feel like everything could get me. I feel like life could be too much, right? All of those fears, which was from my mom as well. And all of those things come in. So when my back does flare up or I have an opportunity for pain, there's always a reason. And it is almost always connected to not feeling strong enough, not feeling like I can stand on my own 2 feet, something along those lines. And so for me, it's like, oh, my body hurts. Yay, there's something I'm missing. There's something emotional going on that I'm not looking at. And so my body brings it to my awareness. And then I go, okay, gosh, I'm not feeling real strong today. Or, oh, I'm having a hard time. I'm feeling up. My back will act up when I'm feeling sorry for myself. If things have been hard and I'm just like, oh, I need a break or whatever it is, if I don't acknowledge the emotion, my back will start hurting.
Are you saying that all physical pain is emotion based?
I believe that there is at least some connection. Yes,
Always.
always.
Wow.
There is something. Now, it does not negate the physical experience,
Yeah.
right? When my brother, who was 10 years older than me, was almost 50, it was a few weeks before his 50th birthday. And this is a man who did not want to grow up, would tell you, I'm going to be 19 forever. I don't ever want to grow up. He jumped out of his truck. They went to go to the snow. He jumped on a sled without paying attention to where he was going, took off down a hill, landed in a ditch, and had a compound fracture to his leg. What caused the break? The accident caused the break. The break was causing the pain.
Yeah.
His freaking out about turning 50 and deciding that 50 meant something was going to happen and he was going to not be able to have fun caused him to make the decision to jump down a hill without looking, and led him into some pretty severe pain, which he had to then look at. Gosh, I don't want to be getting older.
But isn't that a pretty radical way of looking at it? I mean, I've never heard that before.
Well, it's I don't believe that we come into this life to just come into this life. I believe we're here for a reason. I believe all humans are here for a reason.
Well, I can agree with you on that one.
And so it's, what is it about? What is he here for? For him, there was a whole bunch to do with aging, and does your age mean anything? And can you still, be young at heart and kinds of things. So yeah, it's usually fairly convoluted and there's a lot of different aspects. But every person I have had come in that has a physical situation, when we do either a karmic soul Reiki technique or a hypnotherapy technique, there is always something emotional residing behind the pain.
Yeah. Now, before you started, when you first started calling yourself a soul healer, you had to somehow or another gather up the confidence to say it. That's a pretty big claim, right? I mean, you know that. So
yeah.
how did you get the confidence to at first say that? I mean, how did you do that?
It kind of came through because it wasn't my own doing. It wasn't like I woke up and went, I'm going to heal souls. It was doing a Reiki attunement on somebody. And all of a sudden, the father of Reiki was in the room with me. His spirit was there. He was having a conversation with me. And over the next couple of weeks, he let me know that this is what was going on, and that he had chosen me because I had all of the pieces in place, right? I had all the experiences. I had all the trainings that I needed. I had the right ingredients. And he came to me and said, I would like for you to bring this particular flavor of Reiki to the world. He's working with other people right now. I know he is. He's told me. I have friends that are Reiki masters that are like, I need to tweak what I'm doing. This is different. I'm like, yes, he's working with you too. The way that he's come with me is just a specific new system. So it was really easy because it's not me, right? It was like, oh, this isn't me. This is him. I'm doing this for him. And he's giving me everything. So he's giving me all the steps, all the tools. When I would go into my first class, half the time I'd show up and I didn't know what we were doing that day because I wouldn't get the information until we went into the process and he was guiding me to say everything I needed to say. So it helped because I could step back and go, this isn't about me.
Yeah.
This is about him. And then the other way that the confidence comes is through teaching. Having your students say to you, oh my gosh, I needed that. That's what I've been looking for. This is the healing I needed. And having those experiences. And then we just wrapped up my first round of Karmic Soul Reiki level 1. And all of the people are moving on to level 2. They want to become practitioners in it. And what they're saying is, wow, it really covered everything. you really gave us what we need to heal ourselves moving forward. And so they stay for level 2 because they want to start healing others and use all of that to help other people. But most people can come in and just do this 8-week program, and then you've got it. You've got what you need to keep healing yourself on a karmic level,
Yeah.
because we do the past life healing in the workshop.
So why do you think you were given this knowledge?
I believe I was given this knowledge, and I was confirmed by Mikau, is that it was intent and the steps. It's what I was born for. He's like, your whole experience led you to now. So everything in my past that I had to go through, all of my self-healing, all of the Reiki, the traditional Reiki, my hypnotherapy, all of the grief I experienced, all of the different experiences I've had throughout my life, and my desire. So I've had images of myself leading groups. I've had these big, grand kind of, you would say, like glimpses into the future where I could see I'm here for something. I'm into human design as well. It's in my chart, right? I'm here to universalize and to bring something great to everybody, to create something that's profound, but that can be handled by anybody, very universalized and palatable for everyone.
Yeah.
That's what this program does. Anybody could do it. I've done a lot of the techniques with my 12-year-old daughter, and I've done them with my 75-year-old mom, right?
Yeah.
And they can do them. So it's this universalizing experience where you can heal yourself, you can heal your body, you can heal your mind, you can heal your past, you can heal past lives. And this process gives you those tools
Yeah.
to do it.
Now, the last time you talked about karmic soul healing. So is the karmic soul Reiki different from the karmic soul healing?
So karmic soul healing is more of a coaching process. Karmic soul Reiki stands alone as a 5-level thing that people come for either self-healing or they want to be a practitioner. Karmic soul healing, we take a bit deeper. And I do that more as a coaching program. So people stay with me ongoing for weekly sessions. These are people that have a lot of symptoms, right? Their world has been taken over by their subconscious. They're either stuck in self-sabotage, they're stuck in severe anxiety where it's just totally driving their life. They've got a lot of physical issues that are up and they can't get rid of them. And, they just take a med, which pushes a side effect out, which is just another symptom. And so these are the people that need more consistent one-on-one coaching. So I use the Karmic Soul Reiki techniques, but it's not somebody who wants to take their healing into their own hands. The Reiki is more, I want to do this for myself and start to be empowered. And the Karmic Soul Healing is, I'm not into that. I just want you to help me. So let me kind of be the passenger in this and we'll work together. And then I do all the work. So it's more of a getting assistance rather than becoming your own healer.
Okay. So you do the Reiki soul healing, the Reiki soul, the karmic, that. Anyway, all the hats that you wear, if somebody comes to you and says, I need your help, how do you decide which way to go about it? Which one of those modalities do you choose?
Yeah, so karmic soul healing is really a combination of everything. And it's asking the person, where are they at? So if there's somebody who wants to be in charge of their own healing, I'm going to suggest that they check out the Karmic Soul Reiki because it empowers them to do it themselves. If somebody is not interested in taking that route, then we go the other route. We go the route where I'm really your support system. So they show up and I like to work on what is up. So what are you struggling with? Because that's the symptom. And the symptom is the identifier for what's underneath. So people show up. What are we dealing with today? And then we go right after what we're dealing with. And then it's a combination of coaching and hypnotherapy and the Karmic Soul Reiki. And a lot of it's just my intuition based on what the person needs. So if someone shows up, I'm just with them and I, in the moment, just feel into what are they needing.
Yeah.
So that they're being served.
And you do all this online, correct?
All of it online.
Now, have you ever thought about doing your own podcast and have people call in with questions? Or do you do that already? I don't know.
No, I haven't done it just because it's the time. That's really the only reason. I've thought about it, but time, and I know it can be tough to find find guests and all of that. I think I may move into that later, but right now, as I'm trying, as I'm creating this Karmic Soul Reiki, it's, a process. It's a lot of focus and a lot of energy, and I can't over expel myself.
Yeah.
So I'm really cautious with my energy and make sure that I'm being careful with it, or else I burn out.
Yeah. Do you still do the tarot readings also?
I haven't done tarot readings. So I've never been in, but I do intuitive readings.
I was
So
thinking you did tarot readings also.
nope. I just do intuitive readings. So I don't use cards or anything, but I just do so people can say, and sometimes I'll use that if they can't find it for themselves, I use my intuition. So sometimes that's in a session where we're having a journey and they're like, I'm not getting anything, and then I can get it. And sometimes I just coach people. And so there's a lot of that intuition coming in where I'll say, oh, I'm picking up this, or there's this thing. And so that intuition in those readings are really powerful, but I don't use cards.
Yeah. What if somebody tells you, well, I don't believe in that reincarnation stuff, so you can't help me? Can you help them?
I can. And that's the beauty, is I always tell people, you know what? The truth is, we don't know. We have no way to prove that past lives exist. But what I know is the human mind is extremely powerful, and what it experiences is. So you can, people have practiced playing piano in their minds, never touched a piano, and been able to sit down and play a song beautifully for the first time because they practiced in their head. They've done studies with basketball players where they'll have some shoot baskets, some visualize shooting baskets, and some do both. And the ones that visualize shooting the baskets have the best shot rate after. So what we think in our brain and the process that we go through in our brains when we experience something, our brains don't know it's not happening. So it doesn't have to be real. If you have the experience of going into what we think is a past life or something made up, right? Whatever's in the subconscious mind is in the subconscious mind.
Yeah.
So maybe it's totally fake. I don't know, right? And I'm never going to try to prove it to somebody. What I know is the experience that people have with me, they feel better. I don't care if it's real.
If if somebody comes to you for help, would they have to have faith in you before it will work?
That's the biggie. And it's not even faith in me as much as it's faith in themselves and faith in the modality. The one thing, because I do a lot of energy work, and one thing with energy work is if you don't believe it's happening, it's not happening. So it's not that you need the belief to allow it. It's the belief that it doesn't exist prevents it.
Yeah. And if you don't believe in it, you're not going to follow instructions, right?
It's just not, there's no point. It's a lot of times people will come and they are trying to prove me wrong. And I'll tell you, almost always it's because some kind-hearted person said, you need to go see Keslie. She can help you.
Yeah.
It just doesn't work that way, because those people need to see me and they need to say, I see that you might be able to help me. Can you help?
Yeah. I think I've seen something on your website about a mask anxiety program or something like that. Well, what is that all about?
Yeah, so I've kind of hid that because it got some really bad backlash last year. But when COVID hit and we had to wear masks, I freaked out. I had claustrophobia, and my entire body could be wrapped up tight as long as this was open. And now they're telling me I had to cover that. And I was like, oh. And at first I resisted the masks, and then I realized I was going to have to wear them. And it was horrible torture to put a mask on and go in the grocery store. Yeah. So I realized, how am I going to survive this? I would do the technique I would use on a client that had the same problem. So I recorded meditations for myself to overcome my own mask anxiety. And I was then excited to wear a mask and no longer had any nervous feelings. So I thought, well, wait a minute, I can turn this into a program and help other people. And got horrible backlash, got called names, said I was trying to force masks on people, and just everybody took it the really wrong direction. And I was like, look, I don't care if you wear a mask. If you are wearing one and you're struggling, this program can help. So now I offer it for free and it sits there. Most people don't know about it, but it's there. It's amazing. I've had one woman who did the program. She went from not being able to wear her mask for 30 seconds without panic. She was a teacher in Texas and they went back to full in person in September. She went after the 4-day process. She went from being able to wear it for 30 seconds to 8 hours. It was amazing. So that I got one teacher back in her student's classroom, breathing freely, I felt like it was success.
Yeah. So how many different programs do you have for people to choose from?
So right now I have Karmic Soul Reiki is the big program, and it is 5 levels. So you start with level 1, which is the 8-week healing process, the 8-week self-healing class. And then the other one, and I just started this, I don't know if I'll run it again, but I just got an invitation to teach a opening and mastering your intuition class. So I am in the middle of that. That's been really fun, getting to help other people open their intuition and start to do some of those readings, not the tarot, but to do the readings to really be able to feel into other people and do readings for them.
Yeah. So if somebody's watching this and they say, hey, I like that Keslie lady, she sounds like she could help me, what do they do first?
So the best thing is going to be to go to karmicsoulhealing.com and check out what's there. It'll link to the Reiki page if you're interested in the Reiki, but it kind of gives an overview of what to expect and how I work.
So it's karmicsoulhealing.com.
Yep. And there's also a way on there that you can book a free consultation. So that's really easy. Just book a 30-minute consultation with me. It gives people a chance to get to know me, and we can just kind of talk and see if it might be a good fit. I do that with everybody. It's just the easiest way. I like to have a chance to get to know people because often you get to know people and it's like, I'm not sure I'm right for you.
Yeah.
And that's okay. I just want to be able to point them in the right direction if I'm not right.
Yeah. So is this consultation by phone or is it Zoom?
It's Zoom.
Okay.
Yeah, I can do phone. If somebody prefers phone, that's totally fine. I prefer Zoom, but I always want my clients to be as comfortable as possible. So I have a couple of clients that do phone calls, and we can do the whole process via phone. However they're comfortable is best.
Okay. And the book is already out or it's almost ready?
It's almost ready, and it's going to be on Audible. And that's the really exciting thing is it's short. It'll be about 3 hours long, but it's got all of the techniques are in the book. So it's really like a book of meditations, sort of. So it's a whole experience. It'll be available as an ebook on Kindle as well, but it's really designed to be an audible book, to be a book on tape so you can hear. It's going to be in our voices. So, my friend Diva Neely and I are co-authoring. So it'll be in our voices, and you'll get to have, it's going to be really cool. I'm really excited. It's got some great techniques in it.
Well, you definitely sound like you know what you're talking about. I noticed that the first time I talked to you. I thought, she sounds like she's legit.
Yeah. I've done a lot of training and a lot of preparing. And that's part of why, he said, because part of me was like, me, really? Why me? I'm not good enough for this. And it was, no, but you're ready. You're ready. You've done the work. You're ready. Do you want it? And it was like, yeah, okay, I'm ready.
And you have some testimonials on your website, I believe, also.
Yes, and the Karmic Soul healing testimonies are on there, and there's a couple of videos that are really fun to watch. And then Karmic Soul Reiki, I'm about to get those testimonials done. We just finished up, as I said, with level 1, so I'm about to get kind of their level 1 testimonials and see. I know they're loving it. It's really exciting to see the growth and the healing that's taking place.
So if somebody goes through this 5-level Reiki, Karmic Soul Reiki thing, do they get some kind of certification or something?
Yes. So they will be certified to not only lead the 8-week self-healing program, but they will be certified to teach as just like I am. So the 5 levels gets them the master teacher level, advanced master teacher, and gets them the ability to help groups and singles one-on-one. and to lead all of it. And
it's
the next level 1 is starting in June. So it'll be the first, I'm not sure yet. We're looking at dates. I'm still getting dates and times for sure. But on the 24th of this month is what is Karmic Soul? I think it's, you know what? I'm not sure on the date. Go to the website. It's on the website. You can sign up for the What is Karmic Soul Reiki free workshop. Come and get a taste of it, feel some of the energy, and get an overview of what the 8-week class is all about.
okay. So people don't have anything to lose by at least doing the 30-minute consultation with you, right?
Nope, just 30 minutes of your time, and
Okay.
you probably benefit.
And I'm sure you're flexible on getting with people, their times and schedule and all.
For the most part, I do keep pretty strong boundaries because, I've got to respect myself and take care of myself first so I can take care of others. And I have 3 kids and a husband and 10 animals. And so, but I can be flexible, and it's easy to book with me. I have it all on a calendar. So you just go in and find the time that works best for you.
Okay, well, very good. Keslie, thanks for coming on again. Is there anything else you want to say that I haven't given you an opportunity to say?
I don't think so. I just appreciate you coming or you having me on, and you doing what you do.
Yeah. So good luck on all of the things you have going, and I hope some people will see this and get in touch with you. That's karmicsoulhealing.com, correct?
Yes, that's the one.
There you go. Well, folks, thanks for tuning in to Holding On with Holder. Please subscribe to my channel. Feel free to share this video all over social media. Be sure to check out Keslie's website, karmicsoulhealing.com. Keslie, thanks again for being my guest. I always love talking to you.
Thank you, Steve. I love being here.
Okay, well, I will let you go, and you have a wonderful evening.
You too. Bye-bye. Bye, everyone.